Hi, Brad Stevens here again with Entreholic, where we are addicted to entrepreneurship and fueling your passion. As you know, it's where we love to teach innovative growth strategies using the most cutting edge techniques. And welcome to our next virtual whiteboard education series. And your mini lesson today is on low cost influencer marketing. So just to define again, what's our secret sauce in our approach that really redefines how you accomplish things in your business and even in your personal life. It's all about leveraging your time, money, and resources with unique tools that you may didn't even know existed, virtual staff and freelancers, and creative thinking, right? It's an entirely new way of going about execution that means business growth without breaking the bank. It's about transforming how you execute with a whole new opportunity. It's about becoming that badass fire throwing Mario brother, right? That we mentioned before. All right, so let's jump into the topic for today was using these techniques for influencer marketing. So first, let's define it. So influencer marketing, it's a type of marketing that focuses on using key leaders to drive your brand's message to the larger market. It's rather than marketing directly to a large group of consumers, you instead inspire, hire, or pay major influencers to get out the word for you. And we're going to talk a lot about what this means and the types of individuals that represents influential marketing. And it's very cost effective, particularly in the techniques that we're going to show you on how to find and identify these influencers. It can have a mass impact because of the number of followers and engagement that these individuals have. It can have PR value because you may get some pretty high profile individuals that end up endorsing and promoting you, and you get viral customers. So the types of customers that you get through influential marketing is pretty substantial because they tend to be connected themselves to a lot of other individuals who look and follow what they do. So we're talking about bloggers and celebrities and a variety of different individuals that are thought leaders and influencers in your market. So this is a worksheet that we'll make available to you that just kind of looks at what are some of the areas of where data lives online that you can do data mining for influencers. And this is going to be trade show sites, bloggers, organizations, events, interest groups, and some other techniques that we're going to talk about. So this will make a little bit more sense after we go through this next piece. So one example, as I said, I always love sharing case studies. So there's a company that was going after the whole mommy market. They actually had a product that they're providing that allows parents to control how their children spend through a mobile app. Really cool product. But they wanted to get in touch with mommy bloggers, and I was working with a marketing person originally, and he was, personally searching and mining and trying to find bloggers. And I taught him the technique of being able to hire a freelancer, going on the platforms like in the last lesson I talk about, posting a job, saying you're looking for an individual who will assemble a list of bloggers. You give them some examples, and they will go out and search and assemble and get all of the top bloggers for the entire industry. And as you can see in this data sheet here, again, you get name, email, uh, their LinkedIn profile, their social handles. And one of the things I always recommend when you're getting bloggers is have them actually get a title, a column of the title of their last article. So when you reach out to them, you can actually reference the title of that last article, and you can even form fill that depending on the email software that you're using. So this is just one example. So whatever industry you're in, there's always bloggers that have, I mean, some of these people have hundreds of thousands of followings. I was looking at just one woman out in California that is a mommy blogger and has over 300,000 people subscribing. So you can make and assemble a list for who your target industry is. Then you can do outreach by email, by LinkedIn connection, and all the other ways that the data allows to get your product in front of them to potentially have them highlight you as part of their campaign. Now, another great place for finding influencers is on trade show sites, okay? So if there is someone that's listed as a speaker, or even sometimes exhibitors on trade show sites, and they're listed on the sites, those people could be great influencers and thought leaders in your market that you want to outreach. So I just share this. This is one website called eventsinamerica.com. So depending on where you are in your business, you may not have gone to trade shows. You may do actively, but even if you don't go, it is a great place to find influencers, and I'll show you some creative ways that you can reach out and make an impact there. So eventsinamerica.com, and I'll just show some examples here of the types of categories that you can search. and you'll get a list like this. Like, if you were looking for law conferences, right? If you happen to be a company that targets attorneys for doing marketing services or making videos for them, you could go and choose that, and it shows you a list and gives you a link to all of the trade shows for that industry. So you're asking, well, what do I do with that now that I get a list of all the trade shows? So it may be a way for you to identify ones that you may want to attend, right? Because this even shows you the number that even attend for those trade shows, so you get an idea for volume. But the cool thing is you can actually go and do a data mine, data scrape of all of the influencers and speakers that are on those websites and get a full data sheet. So here's a perfect example. There's a company had a product that was in the learning disability space, and there's a big annual conference called the Learning Disability Association. It's out in Anaheim every year. They publish actually a PDF guide that lists every single one of the speakers, and there's over 300 over a 4-day period. It lists their name, what they're speaking on, where they went to college. Really rich data, right? But it's all in a way that you can't really access it. So I was able to hire a freelancer, virtual assistant, to go and take that entire PDF spreadsheet, again, this entire spreadsheet, and load it into the PDF document, and load it into a spreadsheet with industry full information on that individual, the topic that they spoke on. And again, for all these examples, we use a dummy data sheet here, but we were able to get all of it into a spreadsheet that's actionable data with their LinkedIn profile, their email address. We got over 300 records. It was done in one day for 35 bucks. Right? Incredible to get data into an actionable place, because these are the people that were speaking are ones that we wanted to get in front of to let them know about our product, because they have big circles of influence. Some of them were at universities that we were looking at having them do trials for us. So it worked out really well. So to show you an example, this is kind of like the email outreach that we would do after doing a data mine of all the speakers that are at a particular industry. I hope you're having a great, insert day of week here. I saw that you were a speaker recently, and on the topic of insert speaking presentation name here, because it's a data point. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend your session. I'd love to get a copy of your slides, right? So make it personal, make it flattering, make it engaging, all right? Would you mind sending over a digital copy? We're also considering launching a podcast soon. Would love to have you as a guest if you have time. So you can pause this video and take a look here at the read, but then you do a shameless plug, also giving your background with insert company name here. I thought you may be interested in what we do. You can learn more and enter your website there. So you can take a whole list of influencers and speakers, do a cool complete email outreach, flatter them, engage them, ask for a copy of their slides, which most of them are willing to give, and even mention that maybe you are or you aren't on doing a podcast, and would they be interested in interviewing. So it's a great way of getting your name and connecting out there. Here's another example, like in the dental industry. This is a huge trade show when we were in the dental industry called the Hinman. You go through it, and on the website, you can get a list. And these are all top individuals. We were selling teeth whitening products, and we wanted to get in front of people that were top names so that we could potentially get them to be an endorser or supporter of what we did. Here's another example. Here's a trade show that, again, there's trade shows on everything out there. This is one called Lawyer-nomics that is going after high-end progressive attorneys that are looking to build and grow their law firm, right? This is a whole list of all the speakers that are at that event, right? These are top influential individuals in that market. So if you have a product that you're going after, attorneys, for example, again, marketing services, or maybe you're doing, video development, or you're doing content writing or offering some other service, this is a great way. Do a data mine, have them pull all this information, and even if though you get their name and their company, then you can go and cross-reference other places online, and data miners can actually assemble and get all the rest of that data into a spreadsheet. Because these are really significant individuals, and a lot of times, like here, it actually lists their Twitter handle, their LinkedIn profile. So between what's actually on the site and where you can pull from other places, you can assemble a really rich data set of all the major speakers at a particular trade show. And for example, these are vendors that are that are at trade show, that are marketing for that particular market. So a lot of times you may want to reach out and connect with vendors that are if you're looking to go into a particular industry and you're thinking about maybe being an exhibitor at a trade show, you can use this to scrape that whole list, pull the top individuals, and maybe shoot them an email and say, hey, saw you were at so and so event, thought I'd be interested in participating. Could you give us feedback on how it went? So here's an example of an email you can send. You can pause the video here if you want to read it, but this is a great example of an outreach that you could do to a potential exhibitor. Do a data mine, data scrape for pennies on the dollar, get all the name and information, shoot out a quick email, and you can instantly connect with exhibitors at trade shows. And this is just to show that there's industry trade shows for everything. This is just in the wine industry. So for example, if you have a product you're selling to the wine industry, there's winebusiness.com, and you can click here in a data miner. Freelancer could go in and pull these and pull all the names of all the events and trade shows that are out there, as well as all the speakers that are there as well that you may want to connect with to promote your product. And also, I mean, EO is an organization that I'm a part of. This is an entrepreneurs organization. They have trade shows, and listed here are all the speakers, and these are major top influential speakers in the entrepreneurial space that, for whatever reason, you may want to connect with and reach out to these people to help promote and endorse your product. Here's another website. Again, there's directories on everything. This is a website called leadingauthorities.com that lists every single major keynote, inspirational, professional speaker that's out there. So, depending on what you sell and what you promote, we had a high-end watch company that wanted to go after these types of individuals because they know that these people have big audiences. And so use this to, extract and pull information specifically on top speakers that they could reach out to and get them to be aware of their product. So those are some really interesting ways that you can do data mining and scrape and get top influencers in your industry, whether it's bloggers, whether it's on trade show sites, and different directory sites. But I also want to share, and you can pause the video here as well, a list of actual paid programs as well. Depending on where you are in your business, these are all some really interesting platforms that you can post content. Also, look for influencers, specific influencers just on Instagram or ones that just make YouTube videos. This Content Boulevard, you can actually connect with nothing but people that do YouTube videos and get your product promoted very cost effectively. So this is a great list of additional websites for you to check out that provide a paid service. But definitely try the technique on the data mining and data scraping, posting the job on the freelancer platforms that we've talked about with Upwork and 123 Employee and some of the key platforms, and get an individual that can scrape all that information for you, and then you got immediate data you can do outreach. So that wraps up our mini video lesson number 2 for influencer marketing on a low cost, very efficient type of approach. Please post some comments below. Would love to have your feedback or any other questions that you may have, and happy to answer them. But super excited to hear how this goes for you. So keep us in the loop, and we will be releasing our next video lesson here soon. Take care.